Natural physics is a concept I developed that explains in down-to-earth scenarios how the principles of physics could have come about from observing nature. Each episode begins with a scenario followed by an example to illustrate the application of these principles in futuristic research at the frontiers of science, such as my astrophysics research, and then concludes with an exploration of how these same principles could have very well been used by ancient cultures and civilizations. Mathematics is naturally encountered and incorporated as the exciting and fun tool of science that it is. Science is the window into our amazing world of nature, and mathematics is the tool to open that window. Natural physics encompasses current, futuristic, and ancient physics, and ties them together by the principles of physics that are common threads running throughout each. Greetings, I'm Leroy Larry, and welcome to our Natural Physics Variety Show, live from Costa Rica. Joining me again from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, is author August Wogemuth, who has graciously consented to let me call him August. And we are going to continue our discussion of his book, Northern Constellation, Canada's Mission to Titan. Okay, all right. So just as a review, August, just as a review, what I remember from our last show is that, okay, Hamlet, your robotic cat, there's going to be 100 Hamlets that are going to be
200.
200 Hamlets? Okay, there's going to be
200.
200.
200 peanuts and 500 peats.
Okay, 200 Hamlets, 200 peanuts, and 500 Pete's. And by the way, now that we've listed them, oh, there goes the AI. Okay. It's very cool. Now, your robotic cat is named after your cat, Hamlet. And your robotic dog, Peanut, is named after your dog, Peanut. Now, okay, so there's the connection with those two. Now, for Pete, August, here's our connection. My mother's nickname for me is Pete. Okay? Yeah, that's her nickname for me. Yes, it is. So we have a connection. Just to recap, August, I remember that you had equipped Hamlet, the robotic cat, with optical sensors, his eyes, that can see in the optical range and in the infrared range, right?
Yeah.
So Hamlet can see in the optical range, which is the range that the Hubble Space Telescope sees in, and he can see in the infrared range, which is the range that the James Webb Space Telescope can see. So he's very well suited for outer space.
Yeah.
And I remember his claws were such to grip, to stabilize him, just like a crane would have that equipped. And that's very cool to have those claws. And you remember we talked about those claws are using the force of friction, a force in nature to help Hamlet stay still as he hoists those heavy objects with his tail and lifts those and puts them onto Peanut. So yeah, and I remember that he can swivel his head back and forth, up and down, and his tail is kind of similar to the spinal cord. It has that flexibility and it has that ability to be flexible, just like the human spinal cord, or just like a spinal cord in any animal. So excellent engineering, August. And I remember that the nose, the whiskers were for fashion, right? For looks, to make him look more like Hamlet, your Hamlet. So excellent. And the joints, the rotary motors allow him to move just like Hamlet does. So excellent engineering. And as you know, a lot of physics was used with the engineering to help design your robotic Hamlet. Oh, very cool. Now, I do remember you had mentioned something about you wanted him to be able to meow.
Meow.
Yeah, and not a robotic meow, but a very realistic sounding meow, right?
I still didn't make that circuit yet.
That's okay. That's okay. Hey, I mean that when you finish, it's going to be awesome. It already is awesome. I mean, Hamlet. Okay. Now, Peanut's job is to receive objects that Hamlet has lifted and put on Peanut's back, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. How much, okay, how much weight, what do you think the maximum weight is that Peanut can handle without
Uh,
without falling?
a couple thousand.
Couple of thousand pounds or kilograms?
Uh, kilograms.
Okay, a couple of thousand kilograms. All right. Now, just so you know, August, if this was 2,000 pounds instead of 2,000 kilograms, 2,000 pounds is a ton. Okay. So Peanut can handle a weight in the vicinity of a ton. That's a serious load. So then that would go to say that Hamlet, with its kind of like an exoskeleton tail, flexible, very human, very organic, like an organism, but still mechanical, right? And then,
Yeah.
as we said before, there's a hook at the end, which is all the way, which is mechanical. But that would be to say that Hamlet is able to pick up an object that weighs about a ton. That's amazing, August. I mean, a ton. That is some serious weight. And for Hamlet's tail to be able to pick that weight up against the force of gravity, all of these mechanical joints and all the engineering that went into that has to be able to hoist a ton.
Yeah.
And then with the claws again, to be able to stand firm on the ground with that ton lifted on Hamlet's tail. Okay, amazing.
I
All
can
right.
also show you a couple pictures of Peanut.
Oh, okay, here.
So Peanut is actually off of the spot. It's this one.
Oh, the agile
It's the
mobile
Boston
robot
Dynamics,
Spot.
robot.
Okay. And Spot, that's kind of a really common name for a dog, Spot. I mean, that's kind of yeah, okay.
Well, as you see inside the controller, it's like the dog's perspective of the world.
Yes.
So yeah.
This person holding the remote control is actually seeing what Peanut or Spot is seeing from their optical sensors.
Yeah, there it is.
Extend Spot. Oh, extend
That's
Spot's
what
reach.
Peanut has to make sure the stuff she's carrying is still intact. She just holds it and just carries it.
Instead of putting it on her back. Yes, please play your video. This is very cool. Okay. Very
That's
cool. Oh wow. Oh, oh, oh.
and it's easy to do without feedback. Hey, watch this.
Oh wow.
I know, it's cool.
The one that jumps, August, the
That one's nuts.
sand flea, right? Now you know why they call it a sand flea, because you've been on the beach, huh?
Yeah.
And the little bitty fleas, the little bitty that jump, and they just, that's a great name for that, sand flea. Wow. Oh wow. I had no idea that that's almost like science fiction in real life. I mean, that is unbelievable. That is so cool. Wow. Okay, so now I know where you got your design for Peanut from. Okay, now you said that Pete, the mouse, helps Peanut and Hamlet. First of all,
Yeah.
could you explain how Pete helps Peanut?
So when Hamlet is lifting it up, Pete wraps his tail around it like the rope, and then swings it gently. So like Hamlet still swings his tail, but Pete makes it so that it doesn't like swing so much that it turns around so many times that then the rope snaps, because that'd be terrible if the supplies break because Hamlet's rope snapped. So 4 Pete's per Hamlet, and then 2 Pete's per Peanut.
Okay, would you say that one more time?
4 Pete's per Hamlet, 2 Pete's per Peanut.
Okay, okay, now what I want you to do, I know you've done it, but just to get one line, one process, could you take us from uh Hamlet picking up an object? Let's go with the 1-ton object that Hamlet's capable of picking up. So take us through each stage where from when Hamlet picks up the object, and then what happens after that with Peanut and Pete. Okay. Okay.
Okay. So Hamlet hooks onto the object, picks it up. Pete wraps his tail around the rope, and then swings it over to Peanut. Hamlet lowers his tail, puts it on Peanut, and then the other 2 Pete's wrap another rope around Peanut so that it doesn't move around when Peanut is moving. he lets go of Peanut because they already wrapped the rope around. You
Uh-huh.
know when someone is working with a crane and they have the person in the crane working the crane,
Yes.
and we have those guys holding a rope so that it doesn't swing around so much.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
what Pete does, but with his tail.
Okay, so Hamlet is strictly to lift objects up,
Yeah,
get them to Pete with the help of get them to Peanut with the help of Pete,
yeah,
and then Peanut does the moving of the object to its destination.
yeah.
Got it. Pete doesn't carry anything, correct?
No, he just swings. He just makes sure it doesn't turn around.
Okay. Very, very logical distribution of work. And by the way, August, uh, the work that's done by Hamlet and Peanut and Pete, there's actually a equation in physics that describes that. Hey, Ballo. What's up, Ballo? Hey, Ballo. I would like to continue talking about your book because look at all the physics and engineering we get to talk about by going through your book step by step. What do you think?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
All right,
it's
then we'll,
fun.
yeah, it is. See, it is. So we're going to keep doing this. We've talked about Hamlet. We've talked about Peanut and Pete, and we've talked about how they all interact with each other to get the job done a whole year ahead before the male and the female astronauts get to Titan. If your weight on Earth is 100, just 100, don't think pounds, kilograms, just 100. Your weight on Earth is 100. Then this is what your weight would be on the sun. 2,707.2. And then we go through the solar system. Mercury, 37.8. Okay, you can see how Mercury, Venus, and then the moon. Yeah, remember how we talked about that the gravity on the moon is 1/6 that of on the Earth? So you're going to weigh much less on the moon than on Earth, and that's why the astronauts float. Well, that's why. See, if you're 100 on Earth, you're 16.6 on the moon, right? And then you got Mars, you got Phobos, which is a moon of Mars. Okay, look at that. 0.062. Whoa, right? If you're 100 on Earth, on Phobos, the moon of Mars, you're only going to weigh 0.0602. Whoa, you might even float away. I mean, just float away from Phobos. That's hardly any gravity at all. Then remember we talked about Jupiter. Yep, 236. Remember that? 236.4. And then Ganymede, which is the largest moon of Jupiter, you're 14.48. And then we got the other three moons of
Even
Jupiter.
smaller.
What's that?
It's even smaller than Ganymede.
In addition to Galileo orbiting Jupiter and getting data about Jupiter, the way its orbits were arranged were so that it would also fly close to Ganymede, Europa, Io, and Callisto. While it's orbiting Jupiter, these are the four largest moons of Jupiter: Ganymede, Europa, Io, and Callisto. Tell me this, August, the gravitational field, if you're 100 on Earth, your weight on the moon is 16.6, and your weight on Ganymede, the largest moon of Jupiter, is 14.48. So tell me this, August. First of all, which one will you weigh less on, the moon or Ganymede?
Ganymede.
Exactly. Okay, let's go to Saturn, which is where you're going to be going with your mission to Titan. If you're 100 on Earth, you're 106.4. So you'd weigh almost about the same amount on Saturn that you would on the Earth. Okay. Now, Jupiter, you'd weigh a whole lot more because Jupiter's gravitational field is huge. But evidently, the gravitational field on Saturn is very close to the gravitational field on Earth. Now, let's go to Titan, where your Northern Constellation mission is headed. So on Titan, if you're 100 on Earth, you're 11.9 on Titan. So and we already went through this in our previous show, we found out that on Titan, you would actually weigh less than you would on the moon. And here we can see that's true. And then you have Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. Do you have any questions about this picture, August?
Nope, that's fascinating.
Thank you. I like that. Fascinating. Oh, I like that, August. Right on. Thank you so much. Isn't it amazing that on Earth, you'd be 100, and on the sun, you would be 2,707.2. That's unbelievable, isn't it?
You wouldn't last that long in the sun though, because you would burn up.
Yeah, it's just amazing. The sun is so huge. Pretty amazing, huh?
Yeah.
Pretty amazing. The strongest gravitational field at the sun, we go to the weakest gravitational field, Phobos, at 0.0602, a moon of Mars. One more time, no questions, huh?
Nope.
Okie dokie. All right, August. Then we will sign off. And as I always say, tune in next week. Same fat time, same fat channel. All right, August. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for class.
You're welcome. Thank you for your excellent book. So much fun. So much fun talking about it. Okay.
Pete.
That be Pete. There goes Hamlet.
Hamlet.
Hamlet, and I'm looking for Peanut.
I'm just trying to get it.
Okay.
Peanut.
There's Peanut. All right. Okay. Thank you, August. What a great way to sign off.
Hang on. One more thing.
Okay.
Hamlet. Peanut.
Whoa. Okay. Bye-bye. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for class.
You're welcome. Thank you, August. All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay.